Evening, everyone. Welcome to the program. How's it going? Welcome to December. It is Wednesday, the 1st of December, 2021. My birthday on the 3rd of December, everybody. And remember, if you are, you got a little bit of money, you can donate right now to talkback.co.nz for my birthday present. And everyone knows what I want. That's a metal detector. I'm an old person now. That's how it rolls. Okay, tonight we're going to be talking MH... far out, I've forgotten the name. MH370, I think it is. There's a breakthrough. We're trying to get Sergio back on the line after 9:30 to tell us. I think we've located the remains of MH370, which is huge news if you're an aviation person like me. I'm a little bit of a nutter on it. So we'll talk that later. We welcome your comments. All you got to do is just do what Michelle's done in the comments section, wherever we're broadcasting, YouTube, Twitch. Just say hi and it'll appear up on the screen. Michelle, thank you very much for watching. And also, if you'd like to make a comment or be on the show in the hot seat, then hey, you can join us. We'll put a link. In fact, I'm doing it right now. I'll just copy this link. I'll put the comment section. And then, hey, presto, you're on. Nicola Saints is here. She's joining us. Hi. Thanks for joining us. Fantastic. And of course, our guest is Bomber Bradbury. And there's huge political news. And Bomber is right across it. So, hey, make sure you stick around for Bomber. First, I want to bring in our comments guy, expert comments guy. Plus, he's our fact checker for the show. Please welcome Benny Mack. Hi, Benny. How are you?
Buddy, how you doing? Man, oh man, it's the 1st of the month. See that on top of my head there? It looks like a Z.
Yeah. What is that? Worms.
No, I actually got burnt with fire.
What are you
pretty
missing?
Cool, huh? Yeah, I lived my life one fucking fire bomb attack at a time, and I tell you that one there bit back. But
can I ask, Benny, are you giving yourself haircuts? Is this a home haircut you're rocking there, or did you go to see someone?
Well, I'm not going to get into it.
Well, no, I'm saying I give myself a home haircut. I've got the shears. Oh, I see. Home haircut.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, what it is, it did look good until I sort of tried to show people my haircutting kit on the show the other night, and I think I might have taken out a bit of a chunk. Either that or it's the lighting in here. But this is all grey, so this isn't actually a hole. These bits here are meant to look like that because that's actually the greying.
Grey, yeah.
But that bit there, where it looks like someone hit me upside the head with a machete. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I was a little careless.
Giving myself a haircut on the show tomorrow night. We'll see how it goes. But anyways.
Oh, great. Well, I might pull out my clippers too, and it might be a big sort of shave-a-thon. Fantastic.
Shave-a-thon it is. Raising money for my birthday, which is on Friday, and of course, all you got to do is go to talkback.co.nz to donate. Tina Aroha, thank you very much for joining us.
And I was actually thinking we could probably, we got you some of that holy oil. I was thinking we could get you some human growth hormone, and maybe we could try and reverse the 7 signs of aging, and pump you up with some HGH.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's what all the cool podcasters are doing it.
Yeah, they're doing it.
Yeah. I think we can change the shape of your body and your cranium with some simple exercises and also a lot of illegal pharmaceuticals.
Fantastic. Hey, stay with us. We've got Bomber to come. We'd love you to bring you in and check some facts a bit later on. Thank you very much, Benny.
I'm going to be running the numbers backstage, and I will check in with you periodically throughout the broadcast.
Okay. Let's go down to our special guest. Lama, Bradbury, how are you from the Daily Blog? Good evening.
I'm really concerned that Benny has got these burn marks on his head, and there hasn't really been an explanation, a satisfactory explanation as to why. Yeah, I mean, what is going on there? What happened? There's a story to tell.
I was burning a bunch of trash, and I thought it would be cool to see how good I could get the flame to fire up. And it was basically like a fire pit. It had this raging inferno, and then I took a carton, basically an open-ended carton, and put it on top, and it acted like a chimney. The flame shot up about 2 meters in the air. I started calling out for people to watch it because it looked cool, and then I felt like a drop of water on my head, but it wasn't actually water. It was a searing ember, and I feel a bit like Harry Potter there. I think it looks cool. It's a Z.
Thank you, mate. Great explanation. We're really digging that tonight. Benny Mack there, everybody, and that is his story on how he got the Z on his head. Well, remember this time last week, the news came through. The old witch had pulled the plug on her mate in a desperate attempt to alleviate herself of the leadership. What is the story there? How do you understand this played out? I mean, was she? I don't know. I'm confused by it and her explanation.
I've seen less self-mutilation at your average sadomasochism bar. Look, I mean, I don't. So what we understand, as best we can understand, is that Judith, sensing a challenge from Simon, just dredged up this comment that was made 5 years ago, where it was Simon Bridges doing a bit of a joke about what kind of sex you have to get a girl, or what kind of sex you have to get a boy. It's all fairly blah, nothing. It was dredged up, manufactured into this Me Too harpoon the character assassinates Simon Bridges with. And what happened right after, because the caucus were just like, you can't do this. This is insane. She just decided to blow his brains out. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? It's a matter of principle. It's Me Too. Femininity. And the rest of the caucus are like, you can't do this, Judith. That's the rest of us, There's that moment in Labyrinth where Jared, the Goblin King, suddenly the young girl realizes you have no power over me. It's kind of how the caucus got with Judith at the end, where they just went, "You've got no, that's it. You're out. You're gone." And so they booted her out. She told all of her acolytes to spite vote for Luxon, and the liberal branch of the party, Nicola and Chris Bishop, the original traitors who turned on Simon Bridges for Muller, they refused to acknowledge they made a mistake, and so they all backed Luxon as well. So really, Luxon's entire leadership has been built on vengeance, cowardice, and malice, which really is perfect for the National Party, isn't it?
Yeah. You know what I reckon a huge casualty of this is Shane Retty. He got caught up in this, right? In a big way. He was backing Judith to the hilt. He was going along with the storyline. I thought he'd be smarter than that. It was the worst political storyline in history.
I think her 16 months of leadership were erratic, spiteful, malicious race baiting. Oh, God. So race baiting. Just gasp-inducing. And just such a violent player of the game. The way she took people out left, right, and centre. Like it was just taking kneecaps out at a mafia bloody. It was just too much in the end. It was just like, love, it's all a bit too much now. There's a real fear that her threshold for declaring martial law is really, 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 really low. And it was like, oh, you can't be given executive power. So she's been kicked off. They'll have to bury her in 3 separate coffins on hallowed ground at midnight to stop her coming back from the grave. But yeah, she's out now.
Hey, so the nightmare's over. So the puppet master John Key, after he puts the endorsement, this is his master plan the whole time. He's on the strings now, obviously. He's nailed it though, right? Luxon is a good communicator. He is as normal as what Jacinda is. You know when Jacinda communicates, she talks like a real person, and except when she's talking like a school teacher at the early fresh conferences. But Luxon just rolls off.
Look!
So
he's going to be able to articulate.
And then this Nicola Willis woman, she seems pretty straight up and down as well, and funny.
Oh yeah, no. Look, I think they've got people who will be able to stay on message and will be able to articulate a right-wing message and will be able to do it well. That's better than half the clowns they've had running so far. But I think the problem is Luxon's really rich, like really rich. Like he's got 7 houses. And he didn't even know that one of his houses made a $2.3 million gain this year. Like he's that kind of rich. And I just think that there's a real disconnect between really, really, really wealthy people and everybody else. I mean, and dropping in that tool at the beginning of his speech. I mean, that was all pandered to and PR'd out to try and catch the attention of men. He uses the same tool as I do. I will listen now. It's all stock standard stuff. Here's
the say though, Bombs. John Keyes was rich. Okay, he's not Luxon rich, but John Keyes pretty rich, and the country kind of put up with him. He did well. Didn't he get 3 terms and quit?
No, absolutely. John did, but John Key, you'll always remember, downplayed his wealth. He never played it up. He did a couple of press photos once, but that was it. He always downplayed. Cheaper suits, downplay his wealth, because they know that New Zealanders don't like that. Luxon hired a bloody a black Mercedes to drive him across the street to Parliament. It's just he's gonna come across as an elitist wanker, and the problem I think for National is they lost 420,000 voters in 2020, and the majority of those voters were female, and I can't see that electorate leaving Jacinda to cuddle up to Luxon. I just don't. I don't think.
You know what? I don't know. I disagree. I think Jacinda, there's a lot of Jacinda hate out there at the moment. And I think Luxon is going to take a very centre-right approach. He's going to be playing centre politics. There's not going to be a lot of difference. He's going to be solutions-based. He's just going to run the David Seymour, kind of not so kind of out there activisty David Seymour. He's going to play a safe Seymour way all the way to Parliament, and he's going to make sense. I think he will make sense to a few people who are just automatically over Jacinda and the Labour government. I think there are votes to be had, and he's the right white guy in a suit to do it.
You're absolutely right, but my argument would be National already have those votes. That what's moved to Labour is pretty solid, and yeah, I think they'll probably take some votes off ACT, and I think that they will probably scoop in some of that sub 5% Christian vote that doesn't have a place to go to. But in terms of being able to win over the centre, I think his anti-abortion stuff just doesn't resonate with that audience.
God, you'd think John Key would have jumped on the abortion stuff and said, cut the abortion talk, cut the he had to come out today and say to people, I haven't been to church in 5 years. just so people got in there and didn't think he was a maniac or something, Evangelical, when you talk and speak in tongues? Something crazy?
Well, and this is the thing, right? I just think at a time when New Zealand is listening to the science for most of our social policy right now, I don't know if they're going to vote for someone who's an evangelical believer of Christ. I just, does he have the rapture in the back of his mind all the time? Right?
Yeah. No. I mean, that will never happen. Any kind of Christian party like that have always tanked.
Right?
Never worked. Never
so
worked.
I just think he's a very rich evangelical Christian who I don't think he's going to have the Midas touch. I think he'll flounder around a bit. He'll be a lot more on message. But I mean, do you really see him going 3 rounds with Jacinda Ardern in debates?
Yes, I absolutely do. You
Really?
know what the thing is with the Labour government is, and this is a big thing for me. I think you start campaigning, you get elected, and you become a member of Parliament. You quickly skip to the end. You're in Parliament. Half of these people are given portfolios and ministries, and they're not even interested in half of them. Oh, I came in because I want less cones on the road, but suddenly I'm doing health. These people don't know what the hell they're doing, and you've said it before. Jacinda's government's young. They gave it a shot and they won. And lucky number. And then Winston called it Labour. They're not experienced. So you know what? I reckon there should be a scenario like American politics. Can't the president just bring in a top guy from over there and make him the, hey, I want the NASA guy. I want him to be my head science guy. Hey, I want can't you just appoint people who've got actual experience in
look,
put them part of your ministry and give them some.
Absolutely. But I think that the Delta event has forced those ministers, some of them, to dance in ways they've had to force things through. They've gained an enormous amount of experience. Let's not forget that we're still in the middle of a Delta pandemic, which the government have successfully crushed down. It hasn't become an exponential growth. We haven't seen numbers continuing to grow. We're not getting mass hospitalizations. We're not getting mass deaths. Jacinda's navigation of this of New Zealand through this has actually been successful. Next week we start to get our lives back. We've got passport vaccinations. We go out, we can socialise. We're able to enter into an economy that's almost 90% double vaxxed. I think that all of that experience and all of that work that Labour have put into keeping us safe and getting us through Delta, I think that will pay off. I think you'll see ministers more competent and sharper. I think that they're able to point to the facts and say, look at what we've been able to achieve for New Zealand, and then compare it to any other country comparable. I think that she will have a story to tell come 2023. And I just think this guy is too rich and he's too privileged.
I don't know. I think we can. I think a good news. I think it's just going to take 2 news cycles to wash that away, and for people to, people just to get to know Luxon. He needs more time on camera, and he needs to bring in like John Key did. You roll out the solo mama in the State House, and we started from the bottom. Now we're here, type activity. I don't know what Luxon's story is, but really, you got a good communicator there. You got somebody that has run a successful New Zealand company, and turned a big profit. There's a lot of yes in there, and you just need to fuck something up, and then hey, presto.
But I think there's a fundamental difference, though, between being a CEO running a company and everyone who is working for you has to do what you say. There's a difference between that and politics, right?
Yeah.
Where you've got different factions, different people, different arguments. It doesn't work like a business. It's not a business.
But he is a leader, and that's what this country needs. You know, if you're going to roll.
That's what national needs, but he's only gotten it because they wanted to screw over Simon Bridges.
True. Let's get to Simon in a couple of seconds. Welcome back, Benny Mack, now our fact checker. What have you gleaned from our first 19 minutes on air?
Gleam is such a great word that you've used there, Thane. Of course, we're all familiar of the ancient golden city of Luxor, including the Luxor Temple. This guy, Christopher Luxon, it sounds like a luxurious name. I like it. I think the only way that it's going to work for him is if he does a weekly Sunday morning sermons, evangelical styles, charge about $50 tithing. It's going to bankroll the whole machine. I think we can create a lost golden city of Luxon here in Aotearoa. Your Aotearoa.
Your Aotearoa. Put that on a t-shirt. Thank you very much, Benny Mack. Well done. Simon O'Connor says he worked for state-owned company. Labour saved Air New Zealand. They had to, but it's because their management made bad decisions. Not good for Luxo. You know what'll kill Luxo's Christmas? If he's shot with his rich, snotty kids on a super yacht out in the Holly. You know what I mean? Oh, man. This is going to be a field day for New Zealand media. They just need... You know, if he's a glass of champagne or looking with his wristwatch,
right,
you know, a really big Rolex, he's going to lose it with the common folk.
And I think all it does is it reminds everyone, oh yeah, that's right, National's a party for rich pricks. That's right. That's right.
You know what, Bomber? In saying that, this guy has gone from what, $2 million paycheck to $400,000.
Yeah, he took a $4 million pay cut.
Right? So he must really want to be the Prime Minister. Holy shit.
You know, I think when you become that, you're one of those alpha CEOs and you're just looking for challenge. It's either become Prime Minister or climb all 7 mountains, you know, that sort of thing, or dive to the lowest point in some ocean. And I think it becomes a box ticking exercise after a while. And I think that there is a bit of a born to rule attitude there and a real disconnect with the way a lot of other people live. So roll on up. I just think this is going to be a nightmare. I thought if Simon Bridges won it, there was a chance he could win 2023 because he boxes clever. He's smart. He knows he's got a gut instinct where middle New Zealanders. I don't think that Luxon has that at all. I think Luxon has a perception of where middle New Zealand wants to be. I think he is the personification of how rich people want to be in the middle classes. But I don't think he really has an understanding of what it is to live in this country. Not with 7 houses. He didn't even notice that they'd have gone up by $2.3 million.
Hey, he's a rich guy. Hey,
right.
How Simon, you've spoken to Simon on Monday with your new podcast show. How was he? How was his demeanour? Did he seem deflated? Did he seem in control? What was going on there?
I asked him straight up. I just said, how did it feel having Judith Collins manufacture a Me Too harpoon the character assassinate you with? Because when you think about it, he has put his heart and soul into that bloody party. And he actually embodies the very aspiration that National tries to say and claim that it values, right? This meritocracy where the best rise on their own. He personifies that. And to get screwed over by Judith once again, just as he's, within reach, I think that he is focused on being the best politician he can. I think he's really out there pushing his book right now. I think he's disappointed, but he's in it for the long game, you know.
Yeah, but you know, if he came back, some people would say it was just more of the same from that guy, a guy who can't win an election or a guy who lost to that old bet. What happens to Judith? Do you think she'll try and run for maybe an Auckland mayoralty, or she's going to stay the course? Hey, she's going to contest Papakura And
I think the smart money would be for National to go to her and say, Judith, we love you, we respect you, you're a great, mighty kauri tree in the forest of National. But wouldn't it be a much better idea if you went and ran for the Auckland Mayoralty? And we'll help you and we'll put in lots of resources to do that. Because I think that they want to try and find a way to let her go and get out of politics now. She's become she's like a black hole. She's past the point of event horizon. Everything around her just gets sucked into her because she's so evil. And I think that they would far better have that outrunning Auckland than staying here in national politics. So I think that there will be a push to see if they can get her to run for the Auckland Mayoralty.
Right, okay. Ryan has got a little point here. Ryan messaged following orders: when you work for the government, you have to toe the company line. Is that true for all the officials as well, like Ashley? Because his other message was, Ashley is on point. He's a civil servant. Don't blame him.
I see what you're saying. It's a relationship where one is proffering the experience and the recommendations, and the government takes those on board. They make and agree on a policy platform that they've both had input in and agree with, and that's how it works. It's not the case of Jacinda telling Ashley what to do and he does it. It doesn't work that way.
Okay. Gosh, Ashley is, I gotta be honest, I think everyone's doing quite well when it comes to the COVID front. There's not much to moan about on COVID. We all get out with this planned traffic light scenario. I'm still not up to date with the traffic light scenario, I've got to be honest with you. But I'm hey, here we go. It's open. All the bars are open. Restaurants are open as of Friday. We got what we want. Kids are back at school. And you walk down the shops. You can go.
And I think that's a really important thing to remember here. Jacinda plotted a chart that was actually quite different. The health extremists and the health academics were saying stay in level 5 until 101% of Māori are vaccinated, and if you don't, it's a genocide. Then you had the death cult capitalists who just said throw open the borders, no MIQ, let's just get it on. If 7,000 people die, that's the price to pay for the economy. And she didn't go with either of those extremes. She plotted her own course. She went 90% double vax. We worked hard to get there. Those are some of the highest vaccination rates in the Western world. We deserve, and we should give ourselves a round of applause for doing so well on that front. So we've done something unique. We're about to start enjoying the fruits and harvest of all that bloody sacrifice, right? And I just think that there is going to have to be a recognition, I think, on a lot of New Zealanders that was Labour, that was Jacinda. If you're going to do a gratitude vote, it's for them. I mean, National can promise that they would do better. National can promise that they've got a plan that goes further, but they didn't, and they weren't, and we got a really good, low hospitalisation and sickness rate out of this. We've done so fucking well to get through this so far with the lack of death and the lack of sickness. So, that's what leadership. The proof's in the pudding. The proof's in the pudding.
You would say that. You love to send in the Labour government anyway, but that's beside the point. Hey, mate, what about the gangs and crime going up and the police not really having that under control and more gun violence? And didn't a survey come out this week that there really is more gun violence, and Australia's sending home some real badass Kiwis who want a patch of land, and they're going to do anything to get their money?
So what's going on here is a unique event in the New Zealand criminal underworld. At no time has New Zealand ever had an enormous influx of an external criminality into New Zealand. And it's an external criminality that is prepared to use a level of violence far above what the domestics gangs are prepared to use. this external invasive species, if you will, are the 501s, the Australian 501s who have been sent back to New Zealand. Now, not all of them are hardened, serious criminals, but certainly a lot of them are. And what's happened is the 501s have come to New Zealand. A lot of them have no community connections. A lot of them left when they were children. And you would make, I think, an intellectual and philosophical argument, surely, that if these young people who left New Zealand and lived their entire lives in Australia, if they've then become criminals, well, that's because of Australian culture and society, not us. Sending them home to us because they were just birthed here after they've been damaged in Australian society is not a solution anyway. So they've been sending them back here. And what's been happening is the 501s have been setting up their own syndicates, and they're using a level of violence against domestic gangs, which is far in excess to what the domestic gangs normally would do. So all of this violence that we've seen erupting around the country are between 501 syndicates and the domestic gangs. It's a fight over the drug scene. What's particularly dangerous with the 501s is because they've got South American cartel connections, they can bring in a cheaper and more pure meth into New Zealand than the domestic gangs can sell and produce. The domestic gangs get most of their meth via triads that ship it down to New Zealand. And the headhunters which run the ports.
Which is the best meth? Would I go to cartel meth? Would I go to Asian route meth?
Look, if my understanding is cartel meth is the best meth or else.
Way better. Okay.
But the King Cobras in New Zealand run the airports. So the 501 syndicates are moving in, trying to take over territory, trying to get their own supply routes going. And I think that the real, and of course bringing in more guns to protect it, is ratcheting up. So I think that what needs to happen is the domestic gangs need to sit down with the police intelligence unit, and the police intelligence unit needs to offer up a deal of, if we all work together to get these 501s and bust them, we'll take them off the street, because they're the exacerbating force. They're the thing that's causing all of this violence. So there needs to be a cooperation there. And maybe something that foreshadowed that possible cooperation. Recently, let's not forget, this year, all of the presidents of all the chapters of the domestic gangs got together to do a pro-vaccination video that was put out that the government was able to hook up. So there is the possibility, there is communication channels that could be opened up.
I think it's weird how this government kind of like seizes their assets for a spell when they can, and then kind of gives them funding again for other things they've got to do. You know, it's a little weird transfer that's going on.
Oh, I mean,
I still don't believe that there is a clean scenario there. Gangs are tolerated in this country.
It makes sense. You're seizing gang assets, and then you use the money from that asset to fund programs to stop those guys from getting into P in the first place. I mean, it's not. It doesn't use taxpayer money. It's a better way than using taxpayer money. It uses assets from gangs themselves. That seems to be the smartest use of that money.
Yeah, but are those drugs? So, I mean, you're giving money to the gangs, won't stop manufacturing or working hard. These guys are working hard. They're business people. They're doing a great job. They're working 48 hours a day. These guys, day in, day out, they're clocking in. I mean, this is an incredible industry. And you know what? We have got such an appetite for meth and marijuana and
the problem.
These guys haven't shut up shop, but they're still running programs to get kids off meth, but still selling meth. So, what is going on here? And then we seize their assets, but then we give them money to kick in with those programs again. It seems a bit weird.
The problem for the gangs, right, is that if you've got guys who work for you who are addicted to meth, that's actually a real bad scenario, because they're not very, good at what they do, because they're not their head high all the time, and they become very violent and terrible people. So it's actually in the gang's interest not to have their members completely smashed up on the stuff. And so it's more productive that they're not on that, and it's less dangerous for everybody else.
So they put them through government-funded cleanup programs, and they get money.
At the boss's house, they do his gardens. Yes.
Oh, this is all mixed up and crazy. But I mean, do you agree that something's got to be done about the gangs in New Zealand?
Oh well, no. Well, exactly. I think if you don't understand the economic things and pressures that are going on in the criminal underworld right now, and that are creating all of these problems, if you don't understand that, then you're just gonna wander in and probably cause something much worse than what we currently have. There's a way of tackling this intelligently by understanding how the 501 syndicate have changed the entire game.
What about us changing the game? And why don't we just say, look, hey, there are people who have got clearly addiction issues, and meth is their thing. These guys supply the meth, and then, why don't we give them a license to operate a gang in New Zealand? And it's 10% of sales. It's an upfront fee, and then everything is. And I mean, if we're testing drugs at music festivals, can't we come to the party with the gangs and just make a formal situation?
Well, look, this is one of the arguments about why you could legalize the cannabis industry and move entire subsections of society into legal business and move them into the legal world, including gangs, right?
Right.
And so it's if you can provide a legal means for revenue streams, and they don't have to become criminal, then you can actually build some community resilience there. It's a shame that the government still has had a completely one-eyed view on cannabis, and it's a negative one.
Yeah. I just think that if we're too weak to stamp out gangs in this country, then we've got to go back to the table and negotiate with gangs. Gangs are saying, we're not doing anything here. We're good guys. We're putting everyone on Mariah's, and they're cutting lawn, and we're weaning them off meth whilst still selling meth. Look, we've got to just sort this shit out. We want less shootings and violence within communities.
And cheaper
meth. For God's sake. Bring the price down. I mean, it's like Luxon selling the shit or something. What's going on?
Where's the customer service? For the love of Christ, where is it?
I'm just saying, I don't know. But I mean, something's going to change. I just think it's very suspicious. I'm suspicious of the gangs and the government relationship with the gangs.
Yeah, the markup. I mean, who's the middleman here, for crying out loud?
Exactly.
Where are my flyby points?
Oh, if only. Oh boy. But anyways,
how many trips to Hawaii could we have gotten by now?
I just thought, this is an Andrew Costa, the police.
Police
confronting media, blatantly saying he's got it all under control. We day by day, hour by hour, he ain't got shit under control. We're really good at clearing accidents off the motorway, and but there are a lot. Sheesh. There's a lot to be done. I don't know.
It's going to need the police intelligence unit to actually have a strategy in place to work with the domestics to take out the 501s. That's what needs to happen. But I don't think they've got the imagination to make that work.
No, they don't. You're absolutely right. Well, Simon Connor has put in a little article here. It's in the comment section. Crime is actually decreasing. Oh, but this is propaganda, isn't it? From the government. Justice. Okay. Hey, it's time now to bring in our fact checker here. Here's Benny Mack. Benny, what's the latest?
You guys, it's going off. The gang warfare, it's out of control right now. apparently gang-related shootings are right up at an all-time high. So if you're into that thing, it's great news for you. But if you're against it, it's very problematic because it is kind of exciting. You know, it's kind of cool. We've got some house the other day got firebombed, apparently, and you know, out of control. And most of the stuff's happening out in GE or Glen Eden, and that's just like really cool because it's really good, great place to hide the bodies out there in the Waitakeries. And just down the road, not too far from Green Bay College, you know, Roastbusters and all that. So it's all sort of like, I mean, it's not that far away. You could probably do a chase in between the zones. So it's really a great place to bring up kids, great place to start a gang and join a gang. And there's all these cool new gangs at the moment. So that's why there's all these shootouts happening, because apparently it's a bit of a turf war. So you've got the Bomber. Do you know much about the new gangs, mate? I might even see if you want to speak on this at all.
The Headhunters had their Ellerslie HQ did a drive-by, the 501s did a drive-by with an AK-47 and shot up their gang pad. So the tit-for-tat shooting stuff is just getting worse and worse out there.
Yeah, that's pretty problematic. And I believe there's also the import gangs from over in Aussie. And yeah, there's something to watch out for. The Comancheros. And also there's also one called the Finks, apparently, Rat Fink, apparently. And there's also another one, the Mongols. So I tell you, if it's a great time to get on your Harley, because, you know, there's a lot of whanos out there that are getting government funding, and it could be a great time to learn how to ride.
Yeah, I'll say. You know, the real victims here too are, think about when you're caught short at night with a kid and you're going into a public toilet to use it, and there's no light bulbs because all being used to administer meth, you know. It's a very scary situation. Lights down the public toilet.
Yeah, and the trouble is they don't know the difference between LED bulbs and the incandescent bulbs, so it's just a lot of vandalism, not a lot of results.
Thank you very much, Benny. I really appreciate that. Someone saying Darren Fortune is so could we get Judas Collins in there to crush the gangs as we gig? Gosh, I mean, she's just not a great look for the National Party now. I mean, you'd want to distance yourself as far away from Judith as possible. And what was she doing on the whale oil website, writing a blog? Was that just the worst move? Straight after, oh my god! Come on,
right? Yes. The most radioactive man in New Zealand, and she wants to go and post on his.
But she's so set in the past, you know what I mean? She's like, I'm going to put an ad out in the Western Leader. I mean, it's like, I'm going to go on whale oil. That'll show him. Oh, sassy old Judah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, well, matey, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate the time that you give us in the evening and everything you do on the Daily Blog.
It's a pleasure. Look, it's a pleasure to be able to come and speak on what is New Zealand's greatest late night online, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. After 10, it gets a bit blue, but
yeah.
Before 10.
I mean, hey, you know, it's cheeky. Can I just say to give you the working group plug? It's out everywhere, wherever good podcasts are. Is that the name of your show?
Yeah, the working group. Thank you so much. Our first show was on Monday, 7:30 Monday every night. We cover in 7:30 to 8:30 because we didn't want to go up against this show, you know.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you so much. And are you going to be part of the Today FM? I think there's a new talk station coming up. Is this part of that, or who knows?
Who knows? We'll continue doing our own thing.
Yeah.
Our own journalism, our own truth.
Fantastic. All right, Bombs. I'll see you next week.
All right.
Thanks, mate. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard already, and I'm wondering if I could lean on Benny Boyd to help me out here, MH370 is a guy called Derek Goodley, I think his name is. He is from Amsterdam or somewhere, Europe, and he has figured out through new technology the exact location of MH370. Now, we were supposed to get a guy on, Sergio, but he couldn't make it tonight. And I've currently got people trying to track down this guy who has got the coordinates to MH370. But is there a video you could... They were talking on Sunrise. Derek was talking on Sunrise this morning in Australia. And I was wondering if we could find that YouTube clip of the interview. And then we'll try and get our own little interview. Could you track that down for us? Because this is very, very exciting. And I know, thank you, Darren, the MH370 updates I was very passionate about. When I was at the Rock, me and Duncan fundraised to go and check out in Mauritius, MH370, we could find anything. And, because there is actual wreckage everywhere. But this is apparently the breakthrough of breakthroughs. And they've developed a new technology specifically to find this aircraft. And I want to play the article because in the article, they mentioned that, yes, this is it. And I think the video, they mentioned that the pilot was suicidal. No. And we have a lot of... we've got a guy called Sergio who believes that's not...
No, that's horseshit.
Yeah. But anyways, well, I want to play you this video so you can see the latest.
That we know that's factually incorrect, Thane, about that claim because we've got circumstantial evidence directly from the family.
Correct.
That he was in a very stable frame of mind.
But he has got a flight simulator at home, the pilot, and basically he flew the plane out of gas and let it land in the ocean on the game simulator. And near where this guy, on the simulator, he tanked the plane pretty much around about the same location in reality where he tanked the plane. So that is, that's his evidence there.
Okay, I'm not willing to accept any claims. Okay, like, I want this to load. I'm willing it to load, but it's just
let's manifest this loading.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
I'll shut my video off.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
It was remote accessed.
Or could I give you this link to try and access it your end?
On my side, yeah. Pop it over.
Popping. Moments away, there, home viewers.
Thank you very much. MH370 is what we're talking about. Is that in the private chat?
Kia ora.
Michelle, how are you? How's your operation, Michelle? Everything okay? I see. Are you happy? You feeling good? That's good to hear. That's fantastic. Okay, well, Michelle, if you just bear with us, I'm just going to play this video because they found MH370. So I'm just going to close that. Can you see the video?
I can't actually hear Michelle though, unfortunately.
No, I couldn't either, but I was just going with it.
Oh. I thought it was a fault because I did check with customer service and they said that the fault had been rectified.
Can you hear me now, Thane?
Kia ora. Perfectly.
Kia ora.
I can hear you. Kia ora, darling. It's perfect to have you in the chat. Must apologise for my crass language that was used the other night.
It's all right.
I think I was trying to entertain myself.
I had my hand up so I could ask Bomber a question.
Oh, okay. You fire it at us and we'll come up with some hypothetical answer that's probably going to be...
you might know. In regards to the National Party, in the general election, there was a female national MP that was leaking files. Do you know who that was?
No, that was Nicola Willis.
I'm wondering if it was Nicola Willis.
I hope not. That'd be pretty
I don't know.
Can't load the video. What's going on here?
I'm doing a wee leak. I'm doing a wee search about that question there.
Yeah. Either that or her press secretary.
There was a Jamie Lee Ross leak.
Yeah, he's
one.
a girl.
Well, the name could be quite confusing, couldn't it?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, Jamie Lee. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so is this an advert? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we've got some content. Can you scroll up just a little there?
No, it won't let me.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm going to do this.
It's a dumb website.
Oh, clunky is all get up. And there's no sort of continuity to the experience.
Where's the search bar?
There we go. A bunch of... So, Michelle, have you had your surgery, have you?
No, it's been cancelled.
Oh, no.
They don't have any beds available.
So they didn't even postpone it. They just said we're just going to cancel it.
Yep. Oh, right. I have another date, but knowing the public health system, I'm not holding my breath as to whether it'll go ahead or not.
Oh no. Okay.
The problem is that normally, yes, it is a day stay surgery, but I need to be because I'm having a GA. I need to be somewhere where I can be looked after.
Okay.
Fair enough.
That's the health system for you.
Very disappointing. Well, I hope that it gets addressed for you, and all our best wishes from the team.
It was meant to be done last May.
Okay, I think
my case.
Oh no, this won't be it.
Very disappointing. Is there any formal body that you can petition or?
Oh yeah, there are a few avenues. I'm onto it.
Okay, let's see this MH370 with your truth hunter Thane Kirby.
Why you motherfucker? Here we go. Anything happening?
Nah.
Nah, fuck it. I'm moving on. Sorry, guys. Anyways, so go Google stuff.
No problem.
And then you might find. I'll try and get the guy who did the interview on 7 Sunrise on the show, maybe this week or next week. Apologise.
That'll be perfect. Hey, can we do a promo about the after show, the 10 to 11 show, because we get a bit of drop off. Quite often we get a bit of drop off, and we need to sort of start hyping the after show.
Guys, hang around for the after show, the late show. Talking with Benny Mack. It's kicking off at 10 o'clock at 8 minute time, and it is a fun show. You can jump on in here and talk back. It's a second shift. In briefly, and when I have tuned in, it's always been fun. Hayden's always been there. And,
it's good. We've got regular callers. They really keep the show going. And, Selena Spain, yep, as you say, Hamish, the Aussie Ox, a truck driver from Aussie calls in. It's great. Sometimes even Kiwi Bear Muzzer. Hopefully Kiwi Bear Muzzer can come through tonight. Michelle, Michelle doesn't really get our sort of chaos at that time of the show. Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations.
How much did you win?
$22.
$22, not bad.
Oh, superb. Now, how was that when administered and by what method?
I did my thing I did my ticket online.
Oh, Lotto?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
I won $22.
Well, you're obliged. Yeah, you're obliged to donate that to
Friday,
the show.
So yeah, donate talkback.co.nz. If you find that money has just dropped into your lap, now's a great time.
I need more than that for a hospital bed.
Fair enough.
Well, Thane might be able to find gold bullion down at Takapuna Beach there by one of the wealthy MILFs.
Yeah.
And we might be able to get you a bed. We might even be able to get you... what are you doing with your glasses? Wiggling?
I've got 4 eyes to see you.
Hey, Michelle, a lot of people are asking that you tilt your camera so we can see your beautiful face.
I can't do it with the desktop. I've got my other laptop disengaged.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
But I'll be fine for next week.
I can kind of explain it as well from a technical standpoint. It is a logistics style scenario. Now, see in the background there, is that your power chair in the background?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. So if we had Mitch up in her power chair, she could zap up about sort of 8 foot in the air, reach the top shelf, scoot around, clean the architrave.
No.
How high can you get in that thing? It would be cool if it had like a 12-foot lift, off-road buggy tires, all-terrain stair climbers.
It goes up 6 feet.
Oh, superb. Okay, so that's it. It's a fixed webcam. It's been installed. It's not sort of easy to adjust, but this is pretty cool. This is a psychological term. This for when a person takes a photo of themselves and you just see there, it's called smallinization. And what that means is it's like a psychological thing. They're making themselves seem smaller. And it's sort of, it's cool. In Japan, they call it kawaii or cute. And
Smallinization.
Yeah, kind of just like, you could just be like the head of a kitten there and,
Yeah.
What are you drinking, Michelle?
Nothing yet.
What do you like
that's
to
me
drink?
drinking.
What?
What's your favorite drink? Your favorite tipple?
Lion beer. Lion red.
You are a legend.
I say.
Absolutely.
We needed to get you on a brewery tour and maybe live stream it. I reckon that could be a thing.
Yeah.
Get you drunk on the tour.
Oh, God, wouldn't that be wonderful?
What
That
kind
would
of
be
drunk
cool.
are you? What kind of drunk are you, Michelle?
Lion red beer.
No, I mean, I'm saying, what kind of drunk are you? Rowdy? Your tits
Oh,
out?
have you ever heard of a paralytic paraplegic?
Is that you?
Yeah.
I love it.
It was years ago.
Like a psychedelic slug.
I got really drunk at a conference full of about 300 people.
Very well done.
Wow.
Now, was it what kind of conference? I've got to know. Was it an able-bodied conference?
No, some disability conference back in the 80s.
The
Very
old
cool
days.
move. And they go, there she goes, the paralytic paraplegic.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, no,
and
paralytic paraplegic.
my friend at the time, he knew I was feeling quite seedy the next day. So he asked me if I'd like to have greasy pork chops for breakfast.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I then threw up, but not there.
Now, have you ever...
Back in the day, you would be considered crippled. That would be the word, wasn't it? Crippled
I hate that word.
Society? Yeah.
Don't use that word, Thane.
No, I'm just saying, back in the day in the 80s, that was the name, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, because I was in a home for crippled children when I was very, very young, about 18 months old.
Yeah. Right. But I like your... So being a drinker and supporter and connoisseur of the Lion Red product, is that quite a patriotic sort of duty of yours to keep that brand alive?
Well, my cousin used to work for them.
Did you have a good access
Oh,
to...
my God, get him off!
All right. Oops.
Get him off!
It's off now, right?
Yeah.
Jesus, Thane.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
just tried to ignore that.
How can
Did you
ignore
have
that?
access to low-cost beverages?
No.
Okay. I've actually been to the building there on because there's a road next to the domain there in the city called Carlton Gore Road.
Yeah.
That's the old brewery is there down in Newmarket. I've been to the head office, we need to try and get you some sort of backstage pass, right?
Yeah.
Or just storm the boundary. We could just storm the boundary, you know.
Mm.
But that's pretty
Well,
cool. I mean, drinking a local beverage, that's sort of honourable. I think you're a real one for doing that.
I'm a social drinker, not every week,
Get it
only when I go out.
Do you enjoy the All Blacks?
Yes.
Would you be happy to wear a full line red regalia to an All Blacks game? Is that your sort of?
Yeah, if that's one of their sponsors.
Well, even if it wasn't, I mean, you know, I think just you doing it is just some sort of paralytic paraplegic.
You could dress up my chair as a line red wagon.
Yeah, I think so, with inflatables and things like that attached to it. Maybe one of those radio flyer trolleys there with a whole lot of props. Look, Thane looks like he's just had a hit shutdown button. Do you want to do your outro, Thane?
Yeah, guys, it's 10 o'clock, everybody. Thanks very much for your company tonight. I'm back tomorrow from 9 o'clock with Sophia Mantell. From all of us at Talkback with Thane and Sophia, have a fantastic evening and enjoy the next show, which is Talking Smack with Mack. A very good evening. Good night.
Okay, thank you, Thane Kirby, for your broadcast. What a great show it was again with old mate Bomber Bradbury there. He's always an informative character, isn't he? We have got Michelle backstage, our caller, and this is another episode of Talking Smack with Benny Mack. Okay, so this broadcast is multi-streamed across 17 channels. Okay, so if you're wondering why am I the only person in this jam channel, it's because we are multicasting. I am live streaming on my YouTube channel. If you want to subscribe, I would appreciate you a lot. Okay, we've got Michelle on the show, a long-time listener and a constant caller. And hey, it's great to have you back on the line.
Thank you.
We appreciate you 100%. And how did you find tonight's show with Thane and Bomber?
Well, I wanted to ask Bomber that question I put to you guys, but I had my hand up for about 10 minutes and no one noticed.
Oh, for crying out loud! Yeah, well, to tell you the truth, what happens is it's got all these little videos and it's stacked like this.
Yeah, I know.
And at some point it goes out of view.
Yeah.
So that's
highly.
Yeah.
With Bomber.
Yes, I don't really know. I mean, someone must have scammed it. We've got Tina Aroha sending you some Aroha in the chat there saying, hi, Michelle.
Somebody mentioned the Wilson home. That's where I grew up as a young child.
Now, what city was that in? Was that here in Auckland?
Years.
Was that in Auckland?
Yeah, Takapuna.
Takapuna.
And it was Bear. B-E-A-R.
What does bear mean? B-E-A-R.
No, that's the guy's name that was asking me a question.
Oh, Muzza.
Okay,
cool.
Kiwi bear.
Yeah, Kiwi bear. Okay, cool.
I grew up in the Wilson home.
The Wilson home in Takapuna. Now, did you have access to the beach at all, or?
Yeah, Takapuna Beach.
Yeah, so did you spend a bit of time on the beach as a child at all?
Oh yeah, from him. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I was there for about 5 years.
Oh, yeah. No, I actually went for a swim at Takapuna Beach and went into the water and I felt nibbling on my body. And have you ever heard of that? Have you ever heard of sea lice?
No.
I tell you.
You're about to tell me, obviously.
we've got a huge story. Basically, what it is they call it sea lice. People think that it's sea lice. Ryan Abbott knows about sea lice. Hey, Ryan Abbott, we're taking live callers. If you want to call in and tell us about your experience about sea lice, well, damn. Click on the link. Come in, tell us all about it. I want to hear your experience. But yeah, what it feels like is it just feels very like a very gentle sensation on the skin at first when you're in the water.
Yeah.
Feels as if it's just like small little pricks. But then you swim around and it's okay. And then when you get out of the water, you realize that your entire body is actually covered in microscopic jellyfish. I'll say that again. Microscopic jellyfish. And horrifying things these microscopic jellyfish are, because the way that they're designed is they've got these little barbs, and it's kind of like a hook, and thousands of them actually hook into the skin, and they will sit there right on the surface of the skin but barbed into the skin, and they're activated by fresh water. So that's why people say if you get stung by a jellyfish, you should pee on it, because apparently like the vinegar or the ammonia or something like that neutralizes or breaks down the cell wall and it reduces the irritation. But sea lice, microscopic jellyfish, I was covered in welts from head to toe, and they come up in a small raised blister. Hundreds of them.
Yuck.
Very painful. Very painful. Very horrifying indeed. Now, are you aware of the transitioning into the traffic light system?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Jacinda now says that we can go, we can use the toilets at friends' places.
Yeah, but are you willing to actually use your friends' toilets? You know,
No.
I mean,
No.
No, I'm not willing to use my
Not
friends'
accessible.
toilets. No, I mean, I think there's a lot of people out there that have, yeah, exactly, non-accessible toilets, and also
not wide enough.
Also not hygienic toilets. And I think there's a lot of people that are driving around the city all the time looking for somewhere to relieve themselves. It's a huge problem. You know. Okay, so the traffic light system. Ooh, the traffic light system at a glance. Okay. So is this you know what a glance is, Michelle?
Looking?
No, it's less than a look, I think. I think it's a little less than a look. I think it's more just like you just quickly glance at it, like you barely look. Your eye basically just makes eye contact with the thing, glance your eye at it for like about a fraction of a second, and you move on with your life. I don't think it's possible to glance at the traffic light system.
Yeah. There's a lot I can do. There's a lot I can do being double vaxxed anyway, which is good.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be out and about, I tell you that, darling. Okay, so the traffic light system at a glance, the new system for C19 response will take effect from midnight on Thursday, Deck 2. So that's like literally in about 26 hours.
Yep.
Okay, so at red, where am I here? Look, take this as knowledge, okay? So red is working from home, encourage hospitality, retail and gatherings allowed for the vaccinated, but with limits. It's similar to level 2, so that's pretty good. And for venues that don't use vaccine certificates, contactless pickup only, but for hospitality gathering, there's a limit of 10. No gyms or hairdressers for all those people, but pretty much everything else, get at it. Orange light, which is, halfway there, close to normal for the vaccinated, with more masks required. Oh yeah, more masks. What does that mean? We're going to start stacking them, and some, there's some capacity limits. And then it says what the restrictions are if you don't have vaccines, but that doesn't really apply. Everybody's got a damn vaccine these days, and green's pretty much, it's pretty damned. I pretty much glanced at it, figured it out. It doesn't really. It is what it is, It is what it is. Yes. Do we have a question?
Yes, no, a statement.
Oh, please make your statement. You're full screen, okay?
I went to the hairdressers last week in Newmarket.
Very nice.
The staff had masks on.
Yeah.
The customers didn't, and that was part of the agreement that all customers must be wearing masks as well. They did not scan my vaccination pass either.
Oh, I don't know if customers have to wear the masks at the hairdressers.
And 3.2 they had to.
Okay.
We're not quite there yet.
Okay.
And they weren't social distanced either.
Yeah. Well, and they didn't scan your QR. Did they? Is that what it was? Your QR or your vaccine?
My vaccine QR code. Yeah.
They didn't implement
They didn't scan it, but I showed it to them, but they should have scanned it. I won't be going back there.
Because it's important to you, it needs to be done correctly for you. You are immunocompromised, and it's just it's sort of a trust issue, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look at the chat, because the chat is going off. I'm loving this show tonight. You're an extraordinary, great co-host, really. Very experienced caller. Where are we at? Jiminy Christmas. And Ryan Abbott said he's using his desktop, but he tell you this is the worst part, that they're getting trapped or they're attracted to the sogs. Oh, this is about the sea lice. Yeah. This is the worst part, is when they get trapped or are attracted to the seams of the togs. Yeah. He got out of the water one time and took his togs off, and he was horrified. It was worse when it was exposed to air. They're like little see-through things. I'm not sure what they are. They're jelly insects, but they're very, very strange and evil. Yeah, well, it is. It's a microscopic jellyfish, buddy. I tell you, I've done it 3 times in my life. I can remember it distinctly, and it's more common around tropical places. So, one time in the Mediterranean, I got jellied, and that was an actual jellyfish, I think. And one time in the islands. Okay, here we go. Kiwi Bear Muzzer. He's red light, wear a mask when you leave the house. They should have had that at level 3 and 4. Lol. Okay. Kiwi Bear Muzzer's saying something here. I'll display that. I won't necessarily read that statement, but that will be displayed. Is that loading up? Oh, there it is. That's what he wanted to write. Okay. N95 mask. Maybe N95 instead of fashion masks. That's true. I wanted to get. Have you heard of Squid Games at all, Michelle?
Yeah.
I wanted to get one of those Squid Game masks.
No, I don't.
I wanted to just wear one of them,
Yeah.
N95. The traffic light system is pathetic.
Very confusing.
They do not need QR until red light comes in. That's a broad statement, Abbott. I think he means they do not need to scan the vaccine cert before. Michelle, your statement?
As Billy Ocean would say, red light spells danger.
Yeah. That's true. That is right, isn't it? I mean, red really means stop. But here it says, let's go.
Right.
The Vex
Well,
Pass. I know what you mean.
I'm sorry. I have to love you and leave you.
Okay, no problem.
Mwah.
Thank you kindly.
I'll see you tomorrow night.
Okay, cool. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
Michelle.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye now. And boom. So yeah, traffic light system, red, orange, green, boom, boom, boom. Remember how they were saying a roadmap out of Auckland, a traffic light system. We're going to tell you what it all looks like. I want to see what it looks like. Yeah, it's quite interesting the wordage that they use. Well, when did that get turned off? The music. We need a little bit of lo-fi music. And has anybody out there that's watching got any items that they want to sell? We are doing a part of the show coming up. It's called High Value Item. We're going to help you get your item sold. Yeah, so this has become a big segment on the show. A big segment on the show. It's called High Value Item. We're trying to get cash together to keep the show on the air. How do we keep it on the air, you might ask? Well, you look in your garage, you look in your wardrobe, you look up in your attic, look all over the place, maybe even in your yard or in your storage container. Ask yourself this one question: have I got a high value item that I no longer require? Maybe I can donate the proceeds to the show. We will show the advertisement live on air. You can send the photos through to us. We'll preview it live on air. We'll help you get that premium buyer for your high value item. We're going to make it happen for you tonight. We are hyped. And Ryan Abbott is saying that we're just copying the UK, just like the vouchers. They're just copying the vouchers. Who wants vouchers? Vouchers. Everybody loves getting free vouchers. Oh, should you give me a? Why don't they just give out, those supermarket vouchers? Oh, you want me to go to the economy? Oh, give me some countdown vouchers. Lovely. Bottle of VHS head cleaner, $5. What's that good for, bud? But man, oh man, how did you guys like the show tonight? How was it for you? Did you agree with the conversation? Did you disagree with the conversation? Were you impartial? Nobody likes impartiality. Where do you stand on the topic? We want to know because we want to judge you, frankly. And you certainly want to judge us. And you can do that online. Here's the link. It is in your browser. Do it to it. All you got to do is click on it. It is as simple as pie lickety split. I tell you, a blindfolded buffoon could do it with his hands in jelly. And all you got to do is follow the link there. If it doesn't work for you, let me know, and I will address the issue. But damn, what a show it's been so far. I'm hyped to be here. It is the first of December. Wow, the 1st of December. Everybody, roll your clocks back. It's a brand new month. Put out the trash, feed the dog, mow the lawn. It's a whole new season, and it's well and truly rolling into summer. Who's hyped about summer? I am. I'm hyped about summer, and if y'all didn't know, I mean, we've got 30 days. Well, how many days is it? A whole ton of days. We got a whole stack of days lined on up. Who's been Christmas shopping? Who's looking for a deal? Who's looking to try and blame it on the supply chain shortage? Yeah, I would have got you something, but the supply chain shortage. I'm thinking I might pull the supply chain shortage card. I like that. I want to say that everybody had been panic buying. All the regular gifts were gone. I needed to go for some irregular gifts. Here's a bucket of paint, that sort of thing. Anybody got any suggestions about what is a good gift, something that's a wholesome gift, something that people are going to appreciate, something that we don't want to be. You know what? There's a lot of people that have figured it out for themselves. They're thinking, look, I've been locked down for so long, I can get by on a lot less. I don't need to keep spending all this money on these insignificant consumer items. I'm not going to do it again. Man, oh man. Now, this MH370, I mean, I could... MH370 news. I mean, this is breaking news. I think Thane is going to do a big breakthrough on this pretty soon, and it's going to be considerable. I've got actually a clip here. I'm gonna tap this through. I'm gonna tap this through, guys, because I'm not afraid to break a good story, because as they say, news is only new to a close for so long. So I'm just gonna back this up. Might even use the restroom. I've just got to unmute the site because I had the site muted for various reasons. Various. Trust me. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm going to play this clip here.
Now, it's one of the greatest aviation mysteries of all time, the disappearance of flight MH370. It's been 7.5 years since the Malaysia Airlines flight vanished, with 239 people on board. The official search was brought to a close back in 2017. But all over the world, people have continued the hunt, including aerospace engineer Richard Godfrey.
Richard has spent the last 9 months using new tracking technology, mapping the plane's final movements, and he believes he's found its final location, 1,900 kilometres west of Perth, lying at a depth of 4,000 metres.
Richard Godfrey joins us now live from Frankfurt. Richard, this is amazing. How confident are you that you've found the plane?
Oh, good morning to you. I'm very confident. We have quite a lot of data from the Inmarsat satellite. We have oceanography, drift analysis. We have the performance data from Boeing. And now with this new technology, we have the WhisperNet data, and all four align at a particular point in the southern Indian Ocean.
With all this data, is it obvious it was a suicide mission? Yeah,
I think it is, because it is interesting to note that Sahari Shah had a home flight simulator, and at one point during the flight of MH370 in the Indian Ocean, I found that he tracked towards this simulator endpoint where he flew to fuel exhaustion. And I find that's not a conclusive piece of evidence, but it is a bit of a smoking gun.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, it's in this vast area of ocean, 4 kilometres down. Do you think the plane can be retrieved?
Yes, I do believe so. There are a number of companies I'm in contact with, such as Ocean Infinity. They have the capability to go to depths even way beyond 4,000 meters. Okay. It's very dark down there, very cold, intense pressure, but they have autonomous underwater vehicles that they can send down, and they can find it, that's for sure.
So what do you think happened? What do you think this pilot did?
I think he was very upset maybe on that Friday, the 7th of March, 2014. One of the opposition leaders in Malaysia was sentenced to 5 years in jail, and he was a good supporter of this gentleman, Anwar Ibrahim. So I think he was very upset, and he decided to divert his aircraft and make it disappear in one of the remotest places in the world.
So, in other words, this was an act of terrorism?
Yep, it was a hijacking. It was an act of terrorism. In my view, but you know, I'm not a court of law, and I can only say that that's my current theory. I'm still open if the authorities want to reveal more information that they may have, and trying to keep an open mind on it. But it certainly looks that way to me at the moment.
Well, Richard Godfrey, what a breakthrough. Thank you for joining us and explaining it to us.
You're welcome.
Gee, that's incredible, isn't it?
That is
amazing.
huge.
Very remarkable indeed. Those poor families. Very upsetting news to find out. Very upsetting indeed. And looks like we've got a link sent to us in the chat from Tina Aroha. Not sure what that is, Tina Aroha. I can't actually pull that through at my end on the system. Doesn't seem to have the capabilities. We have got our intern / producer backstage to bring her through. Selena Spain, welcome to the broadcast.
Hey. How's it going?
How's your show going? How's the show going for you at your end?
Good. Great as usual. Like lots going on. There's a lot. There's just a lot going on. So yeah, great to see Michelle. She popped her head in. That's lovely.
Great to have Michelle on the show. What are your thoughts about the MH370 today?
Was there an update?
There was an update. Yeah. Did you just miss it?
Yeah, I missed
just
it.
Played it.
There's something went haywire with my laptop, and so I missed some of that story. So sorry about that. Do they think it can still be found?
Whatsoever. I'm just gonna get myself a beverage here.
Okay. Is there new evidence it can be found, or are they just?
Yeah, apparently they've found new evidence. They believe they've recovered the location, the whereabouts.
Oh wow, that's major, very major news.
Yeah. They're also saying that it looks like it's at about 4,000 meters. So that aligns with our theory that it was actually off the edge of one of these reefs and right down there into the trench.
Oh yeah. So which waters exactly? Which area of water?
I've actually got to look into that.
I'll
got to find out more You're going to do that on your end?
Yeah.
Superb.
I do.
And if we could get a pin on that on the map, we can even do some comparison. Tina Aroha shouting out to Selena, Spain.
Hey, lovely. That's nice.
Had a fly in
fucking flies. Yeah, more flies.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Okay. Engineer claims breakthrough in search for missing plane. So it's 1,933 k's from Perth, depth of 4,000. So Perth is east of the location. Looks like.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's out there. There's a lot of ocean out there. West of Perth.
Are you able to share screen on that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. If you bring up the share screen, we'll be able to see the workings there and look into the facts because there's a lot of knowledge out there.
Here we go.
We want to find out.
I did it! Look, I did it. Is that it? Can you see it?
Well done. Yep, I'm going to bring that through. And as you can see, the MH370 engineer claims breakthrough in search for missing plane. Now, what's this, Perth?
Yep.
What does that even mean?
Perth City. Perth in Western Australia.
But how can this be Perth?
Perth.
But it doesn't
Perth's
look
that
like
way.
Perth.
No,
it's
that,
1,000 kilometers that way.
That's how I took it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's way out in the deep ocean.
2,000 kilometers away from Perth.
Yeah. So west of the coast.
Can you scroll down a bit? I just want to see what that other arrow is pointing to.
Oh yeah. The location.
Oh, okay.
There.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good level.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. Okay, a man described as a British aerospace engineer reckons he's worked out the answer to the tragic mystery of where Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 crashed in 2014.
8 years ago.
If we could please scroll the auto cue, that'd be much obliged. 370. So retain the level of zoom.
Yep.
If you could. Oh man, that was cool. You should have kept the
you like
there.
it?
He was. No, I'm just you. Scroll up a little bit. I'll read the whole article.
Yeah.
We just read the first.
Richard
Godfrey. I don't know. Come on. Richard Godfrey claims the plane would have hit the ocean 1,993 kilometers west of Perth, and says its wreckage rests 4,000 meters below the surface. MH370 was a commercial passenger service operated on a Boeing 777-2000 that disappeared on March 8th, 2014, with 239 passengers aboard. They've been missing ever since, with a constant stream of conspiracy theories and expert search teams unable to uncover the wreckage. Godfrey says a previous search came within 28 kilometers of where he claims the wreckage is, and hopes his claims trigger a new search. So he's claiming, it's a claim. He developed his estimation where the plane is by using a protocol known as Weak Signal Propagation Reporter, WSPR, or WHISPER, a technology developed for digital radio, which he describes as a bunch of tripwires that work in every direction over the horizon to the other side of the globe. That's a pretty bad description. Okay, here we go. Let's scroll up. Godfrey says, combining the use of Whisper with satellite, weather, ocean, current, and plane performance data supports an overwhelming case for a renewed search in the prime crash locations of 33.177 degrees south to 95,300 east. Wow, I think this is phenomenal. This is a phenomenal breakthrough, Selena, Spain. And
there's your video you played before. I saw a tiny bit of that for PC.
Yeah. Now, what my thoughts are? I'm always very suspicious.
Yeah.
About when we break a story on this show, I know that we don't get a lot of viewers, but I've got a feeling that the Department of Homeland Defense is watching this show because they subscribe to me on D Live. Yeah, Department of Homeland Defense subscribe to me on D Live. It's one of my only subs, so I think that the US feds are watching, and we're tipping them off about all these things. So remember when we had that interview with the guy that did all the telethons and stuff? Remember that show? It was quite a while back.
Yes.
It was this guy. He said he used to work at TVNZ.
I remember.
He used to produce the telethons and
What now?
They did this
was
and
he from
that.
What Now?
Yeah, he was talking to us about all this live production stuff. Yeah, I think he might have done What Now.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Oh.
And then, you know what happened? A week later, they had the Vaxathon.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go to that. Well, because I went to another. I got vaxxed another way, but yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't think that. I realize they like to get people vaxxed fast, but I don't think you should turn a medical procedure into a race or a competition. That's when mistakes happen, when people are rushing. So you don't really want to rush to spike people. Then you start, they'll start landing on top of each other with spikes. And but yeah. So what was I? Where were we going? The MH370, wasn't it?
Yeah, so the Department of Homeland Defense subscribed to you.
Yeah. The Department of
They're
Homeland
stealing
Security. They're taking all our information and turning it into real world news.
Mm-hmm.
So there was another one as well. So we obviously this 3701, we actually predicted with our expert the location. And we actually said this. We even had him on after the show. We spoke with him for, I think, almost the whole show.
Yeah.
Sometimes the guests will actually piggyback across and do the whole 2 hours. We even had this guy on the show one night, and he could. I asked him one question. The entire show, I only got in to ask him one question. Right. And I said, give us a brief backstory of your life. And he spoke for 2 hours.
That wasn't Tiger Drops guy, was it? It was someone else. Who was it?
It was it was your buddy.
Harley. TikTok.
Oh, mate.
TikTok.
Look, I'm bad with names, but the moral of the story is.
Did I hire him to do it?
He pretty much lost his arm. He told us this whole story, and then it pretty much got to the end part where he basically lost his arm. Do you remember that guy?
Grant. He talked. That was the
Grant.
Show, 3 hours.
That was
I know.
That was a marathon. So you guys should watch that episode. What date was that on?
It was a lot of fun. That was a Monday.
You know what we need to do? You know what I think we've got a catastrophic failure for our thing is that we're not putting the name of the guest into the title of the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so I think that needs to... I don't think the date's wholly important.
No, it's
I think
not.
the date could be reduced down to like binary.
Yeah, that's totally editable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know.
On Spotify, I don't think you need date numbers. You can lose all that.
Yeah, I know.
That'll make it look tidier.
Because I don't want to be too controlling because I'm.
No, you don't need to be too controlling, but that's fine.
But it can be easily edited. And why don't you
I don't think that's a problem.
Why don't you just share some of the links to the post-broadcast audio?
We should, because we're on Spotify now. This show's on Spotify.
I'll send it through.
Okay, like everyone, like Selena Spain. You look, and also I just want to say, you're probably sitting in a channel watching this broadcast alone in a random channel. There's 2 watching on the daily blog, one on a random Facebook page, one on Martin's Facebook, one on my Twitch, one on Talkback with Thane and Sophia, one on Thane Kirby's, one on Talkback with Thane and Sophia on Twitch, one on my YouTube channel on YouTube.
That's nice.
So we've got about 10 people watching across over 17 channels.
Yeah.
Maxa, see, one on YouTube.
Oh,
so that all adds up. It all adds up. It all becomes aggregated. What we do is then we, well, I don't do anything. I just sort of do the show here and try to make sure that I'm physically ready, psychologically ready, mentally prepared, make sure that my voice is good, that my energy levels are high, because I'm kind of like the opener. I'm like the kind of the guy that sort of sets the tone. If Thane looks like he's sitting there, I start shouting at him. I'm telling him it's fucking the date of the week and get the hell up. And
well, you can talk about anything. So yeah, you make it very interesting.
Yeah, it's open talk. It's all open talk, so anyone can talk. And we're interested in your opinion. Now, what's this? Tina Aroha put something in chat. She said it's the song to Jacinda in Hamilton, or Jabcinda. They're calling her Jabcinda. I'm interested. I find this entertaining. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Never have been. Like if you want to travel around the world in certain places, you have to get vaccines. You have to. It's the way of life in the modern world. They need to know that you're not going to go there and catch rabies. Because
that was
no one wants someone running around.
Did you mention a story about sea lice before? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, have you ever been attacked by sea lice?
Yeah, out at Turangi, down at the beach there's I think they get, it depends on the tides, I think, maybe low tide. Yeah, it's gross. I was like, oh,
it's jellyfish. It's microscopic jellyfish.
Right. Well, it is interesting that they wanted. I'm just going to share the link here. Spotify.
What link have we got?
Oh well, there's their Spotify show link, but obviously it's on Apple Podcasts now and all the Android apps.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So there's really no.
Okay, so
no excuse.
I am going to bring this through and share it as a, as a screen share, so that everyone can get an idea. So Spotify, like this is where Joe Rogan does his show. It's it's how would you describe it as what the world's sort of?
Well, it's a major platform, and they haven't been without controversy.
That's true.
Because there was all that. I don't know. I don't get into it, but because I'm not an artist on there, but I just go on there to make playlists, and I've discovered heaps of new music. But yeah, there was some negativity towards it. The artists were getting remunerated properly for all the plays that the songs were getting. So yeah, I've discovered heaps of unknown, amazing music on there. Yeah, I love making playlists. So fun.
Yeah, I'm sick of hearing rich people complain.
Same. Or anyone complain in general.
Yeah, quite frankly. Now, how was the experience? There's sort of, uploading things and using the interface as a creator. Is that quite straightforward, or?
Yeah, I can show you how it works. It's different to what I'm used to, because been using, well, Thane chose to use RSS. So what we do is, after the show, usually the next morning, I download the files from Restream, okay, and then I give it a quick edit, because if it's a 2-hour show or longer, that's very, very, very time consuming. So I just have to listen to the general sound, and sometimes there are some just pops and just hiss and all sorts of just little quirks that you get from a live stream, whether it's due to someone's internet, microphone, whatever. So that's actually a pretty easy fix, and I quite like the challenge of trying to remember, how to fix something. So I've heard like way worse. Heard some really crap audio that gets published, so this isn't that bad. It's just fine. So yeah, it's and it appears fairly quickly on Spotify, but I think Apple Podcasts usually it takes longer to appear than there.
Yeah, right.
But what I suggested is they embed the player for the episodes on the Talkback website. That's
right.
Yeah. So you just need to go behind the scenes there, and I don't know if it's a WordPress based site. I don't know. I'll have to ask Sophia.
I don't know. Okay, we've got a message here from Tina Aroha showing, of course, a whole lot of Aroha, and Tina is actually a Maori word as well, isn't it? Tina. So Tina Aroha loves our country, and she is also pro-choice. She does not agree with the vaccines being forced on us, and she cannot stand Jacinda and all that she's doing. She does not consent, nor will she comply.
Okay.
Wow. Fair enough, Tina Aroha. Well, I guess you've got the right to do as you wish.
It's Tina. Where is she based? Like what? Can you ask? Is she?
She's an Aroha. She's an Aotearoa.
If you don't get vaxxed, you can't leave your region. Is that right?
No, you can. You just need a test within 72 hours, don't you?
Oh, right. When you get to the new location, Hamilton. The Tron. Great.
The Tron.
It gets very warm in Hamilton. They have quite a good summer. Quite like the river there. Nice little river walk. Lovely.
Yeah, I love going to the Hamilton Gardens there, and
cool.
Go to the Health Expo at the Hamilton Gardens and get a hold of some of the CBD drops.
It's beautiful here. Oh, very good. It is beautiful there. Well,
and,
it's
so. What's happening at your end there?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I just had my guitar out earlier. Yeah. I was just playing around. Just
Someone playing
What is there's background sound?
Yeah, is someone mowing the lawn?
No. It got mowed yesterday. I can't hear anything. There's a fan though. There's a fan on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's only on low. It's only on low.
Is it right next to the mic?
Well, let me try this one. How's that? Gone?
Sounds like, well, no, I mean, it sounds, I can definitely hear it. Let me just wait 1 second. Sounds like someone's sounds like someone's got one of those back massages. Sounds like you've left your back massager on, mate.
There's nothing on. It's like this. Honestly, the fan is off. Now it's piping.
Try and ice something.
Well, why don't I try this? How about now? Is that better? Is that different? The sound now? Fuck, battery's very low. Very low. Charge it.
It sounds like someone is using a power washer on the drive.
Can't hear anything though.
Sounds like it's a fucking big one. Maybe gas powered. It's a biggie. Okay, it's just
I don't
stopped.
know. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
but,
just stopped.
Oh, really? Do you know what it was? It's this little light I got from IKEA. I just dropped it.
A USB light.
Yeah, I got it from IKEA years ago.
It was introducing
funny.
a hum into your system.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's interesting. Could I
Hang on.
If I plug that back in. Any different?
Yeah. It's still humming.
Okay. Take that one out.
Is your computer plugged into power?
Yeah, it is, but it's struggling to charge for some reason. Don't know why.
Try unplugging it from the power.
Yeah. I think the charger's burning up, actually. It's not good.
Oh, we need to get Selena a new.
It's about to shut down, so I'll need to come in.
We need to get Selena a new system, guys. It's obviously it's like audio interference. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh, is it still stopped?
Has it stopped?
Yeah, no, it's there. No, it's intermittent. It's when you start smashing things around, it kind of helps. And it starts right up again. Selena is saying, "Yeah,
it's charging better now."
Side.
No, it's actually charging now. It wasn't before. It was struggling, so I just unplugged it for 30 seconds. So that was good advice. Thanks.
Okay, so what is the model that you're using? I want to try and see if I can do a little bit of technical.
HP.
Oh no, that's always a big problem. HP.
No, it's an Elite book.
Is it a Presario?
Elite book.
Oh, Elite. Are you one of those global elitists now?
Yeah.
Are you one of the 1%ers? Are you like a Jeffstein Island kind of
Man,
1%er?
This is gonna shut down. I'm just gonna call you back on phone.
On an Android.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you throw that Elite book right out the window.
Yeah.
I don't talk to elitists.
Elitist.
They're ruining the world.
I'm hardly an
global
elitist. I'm very down to earth. Oh,
the global elites are ruining the world, man. QAnon told me all about that. Did you turn up the speed of your Elite book? Did you turn it up to like Bill Gates level elitism? Are you running that Bill Gates operating system?
I'm running all sorts of operations. Go ahead and mini pies.
But are you using Bill Gates' system?
It's gonna Microsoft.
Is your house power out, or is it? Is your
I don't know.
Is your HP Elite book sapping the power for your block? Maybe your whole hood. Man, it sounds like it's struggling.
Okay, because I just told you the battery is going to shut down. This has never happened before, so I'll try my phone. I think that'll be more reliable.
What we need to do.
Wait.
Yeah. This guy's in solar power. I think it might be Dave 2D. Is that you, Dave 2D? Yeah, I think it might be Dave 2D because he solved Gabby Petito. He solved the Gabby Petito case. Okay, you can go and you're going to call back in on your Android?
Yeah.
Are you running Ubuntu? Are you running on the Ubuntu operating system?
The what? What?
Do you happen to be utilizing the Ubuntu
What's that? Oh no, I don't know what that is. Sorry, I don't know what that is.
Ubuntu. My brother recommend you use Ubuntu. It is a free Linux operating based system, but it is using the Ubuntu protocol.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay. What about Linux? Get Linux. It won't give you that hiss. It won't give you the hiss. And yeah, get Linux. Why don't you? Here we go. Selena Spain is on her alternate device. Should we cross over now? She's going to test her audio. Backstage doing an audio test, and you are watching Talking Smack with Benny Mack. If you want to, oh look, 3 people on the Benny Mack YouTube channel. 3 intelligent people. This is what it is. It's just my name, Benny Mack, BENNY-MACK. You type it into the search thing on YouTube, and you'd hit channels, and it'll come up. Okay, so how's your Android system working?
Okay, I think that's that better?
Oh, freaking brilliant. Are you able to turn it into a different mode?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're switching mode, so it's able to switch mode. Now are you able to show us?
Now these aren't working. It's like, this is real-time tech stress. Now
check.
fans
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just doing an audio test.
Yeah.
Oh, it all seems pretty good. The audio seems fine.
Yeah. I was just trying to get these buds to work.
Now, as I was saying before, I've got a big problem with the global elitists trying to basically turn this into a one world government. Making all this Agenda 2030 happening.
Yeah.
All these global elitists. I want to see your elite book. Show us the HP elite book, please. We need to show what kind of book they're supplying the global elites with.
Is it upside down?
No, that's fine. I'm just going to go full screen. If you can go wide. Okay, so it's a MacBook ripoff. Can you just go wide a little bit on it, please? Just if you don't mind. We're not.
No, wait.
That's all you're able to show? Okay, I'm going to accept that. Is that all you're able to show of the laptop itself?
The background music's quite loud.
Oh. Check. How does that sound? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, but all I can hear is the nice background music. Quite loud. No, turn it back up. It's good. Now I can't hear anything. Now I can't hear anything. Hello? I can't hear anything.
Check. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that was a hoax. All right, how we going? How we listening?
Yeah, your audio went out. Oops, sorry. Your audio went out for about 45 seconds then. So
okay, that was just a test. That was simply a systems test. Systems test. Systems test. Check. 1, 2, 3. Do you copy? Is the system happening? Are we in? I appreciate you. We're having a great old time. We're having a great time tonight, everybody, and you can too. Who wants to win? I want to win. Everybody wants to win. Everybody likes to get hyped and wants to hang out around. Winners, everyone is going to want to hang around you once you've won. Of course, you've made winning a habit and you've turned it into a cycle, a life cycle as part of your lifestyle. You are a reflection of the 5 people that you hang around the most, and of course, hang around winners, people with an award-winning adage. They're going to get your credit score up to 1,000 in no time. Why? Because you're going to be on top of your bills. You're going to be on top of your responsibility, your ability to respond. Everybody, pay your goddamn bills. Don't be a don't be a menace on society. Play your part. Tina Aroha, you like our show because we talk about anything? We can talk about anything. We will talk about anything. And we did talk about anything. Hey, look, this guy here is living his best life. Look at that. He has got fuck the government as his name right there on YouTube. So everybody get involved. I appreciate you. Thanks for telling us if we had audio difficulties. Apparently someone said that it was Shalenia's headphones were scratching at some stage. I think I might have muted the mic there at one point. Apparently Android's based on Linux. What a brilliant system. And even viewers while they were watching were having problems. Tina Aroha's laptop just turned off. Apparently she said that they're scanning her laptop. So you better be watching our show. I don't want you dobbing in on us, Tina Aroha, because we're just trying to be entertaining. We're not trying to stick it to the man. I'm not trying to stick it to the man. I'm just trying to put on a cool show, man. And yeah, we will let you talk about anything. We're not trying to censor people. Come on. All right. We're going to wrap it up. What a show. It's been Talking Smack with Benny Mack. I'm your host, Benny Mack. And that's us. We out here.